Daddy's on a call, baby.
Come on.
Daddy's on a call, okay? I'll be out in a minute.
I want you.
Okay.
Sit down right there and be quiet then.
Sorry about that.
It's fine. What have you been doing during this pandemic to stay healthy and race ready?
Staying healthy. We're just, trying to take all the precautions that we're supposed to. Staying in as much as we can. Unfortunately, we do some work. Our construction companies have been doing work for some essential businesses, so we've been having to be out a little bit here and there. We're not working full time, but if they have any kind of emergency stuff, we've been taking care of that. But obviously, we're trying to follow all the guidelines as much as we can and keeping everything clean and distant and just following all the regulation guidelines and stuff. As far as race-wise, we've just been picking away little by little. Once they decided they were shutting some of the stuff down, we weren't in a major hurry or anything there. So, just picking away at it. We just got the vinyl back last week, so probably have something like that on there soon and go from there and just waiting like everybody else to see what happens.
If racetracks were to open soon, how would you feel if they had no fans? And if they did have fans in the stands, how do you think they would run it, with fans?
As far as race with no fans, it'd be kind of unprecedented. They're one of the main driving factors behind our sport. They're the people we put the show on for. Now I know they'd probably look into something like some of the streaming services and whatnot. As far as all that stuff goes, which they'd still be able to watch, but it's just unprecedented times. So it'd definitely be a little weird if they decided to open later this summer and didn't have fans, because we always try to interact with the fans and especially the younger kids and get them involved and try to spend some time with them at the racetracks. Myself and some of the other drivers typically try to go over on a regular, consistent basis, just try to show face, let people get to know us a little bit and all that. And obviously with everything going on, that wouldn't happen even if they opened. So I guess if that's the way it had to go, come some point later this year or whenever it happens, we'd probably do what we had to do. But definitely be a strange feeling not having the fans there to interact and stuff. But obviously safety's everybody's number one priority right now with everything going on. So just curious. We'll have to see what happens as far as that.
How did your racing career start, and at what age?
My full-on from scratch racing career started. I was 7 years old, and my great uncle, my dad's uncle, actually used to own Accord Speedway years ago. So my brother had started racing, and my cousin Mark were older than me, so they were all racing down at Accord, Dodge City, Croga Creek, all the places that are still around. And so they were all racing, and when I turned 7, I said, I kind of want to try this, and started with the go-karts, like the novice classes and Junior 1 and Junior 2 and all that, at around age 7, 8. And, we were fortunate and successful in that. It was a lot easier back then, I feel like, than now. We got some championships and stuff, and then we raced those till I was probably around 13. Baby Daddy's on the phone. So I was probably around 13 or so, and then we actually switched over to flat track motorcycle racing, still at Accord. Yeah, baby. So we did that for about 2 years, but that really wasn't for me. That was more my dad's gig. My dad was really into that. So we did it, but I wasn't very good at it. I didn't really like being sideways on 2 wheels as opposed to 4. So I actually took a year or 2 off from everything at that point. And then I started racing big cars the summer of 2003 when I turned 16. We ran a couple years of Sportsman at Albany, Saratoga, where we still run. And we did 1 season at Fonda. And then slowly moved up. We did that for 2 or 3 years. And we did small block modified for a year or so. And then jumped right into the big blocks at the Valley a few years after that. So I guess this is my... This is my 17th year racing, I guess, which is kind of crazy to think about. But yeah, that's how I got started. That's how things have gone.
Yeah. What is the best part of being a race car driver for you?
Gee, I don't think anyone's ever asked me that. I don't know. I've never really thought about it. The best part to me is just that I get to do it. I enjoy doing it. The fact that we're able to do it, I think the fact that I can share that with my family, and the fans and stuff, and complete strangers that you can kind of have something in common with, I guess. I guess that's probably the best part.
What is your favorite track and why?
My favorite track used to be the Fairgrounds. It was just a combination of the speeds, the unique aspect of the event itself and the track itself. That was the largest track we'd ever raced on in the Northeast. So, between that and then the heritage and the history of that place with, kind of being like the crown jewel of our sport.
Yeah.
And, only a select handful of names, go on that list of wins and stuff. Was always probably one of my favorite things about that. And Dirt Week still, has that flair compared to normal, but it was just something about the Fairgrounds that always drew me to it. As far as aside from that, now that we don't have that, I'd say my favorite now. I don't know. It's a hard question when people ask me. The Valley is obviously on the top of my list just because of the uniqueness of there, and again with all my family history there. My family's been there since like 1955 or 6. There's that. But I'd say probably my favorite weekly track is Albany Saratoga. The racing there, is second to none. The field of drivers we got there is top notch compared to some other places. So I'd say that's probably my favorite currently.
That's probably one of my favorite tracks as well. How many wins do you have to this date? If you don't know, I understand.
I'd say in the realm of. I don't even think I'd keep track of that stuff. I'd say probably in the realm of 10-ish. Just in general, I've got sorry, that's my wife Chelsea.
Yeah.
I've got 5 or 6 at the Valley. I've got 2 or 3 of them all at the.
Yeah.
I'd say around 10, give or take.
Do you run with the Dirt Car Series?
I'm sorry?
Do you run with the Dirt Car Series?
Yeah, we do when we can. We actually were full-time on the tour for about probably 4 seasons, from 2000, I want to say 14, 15 till I'd say 2018.
Yeah.
Middle of 2018, we dropped off. We got real busy with work and some other stuff, and we wound up not running the whole thing. But we were full time probably from 14 or 15 till halfway through 18.
So for a person like you that has kids, what is it like to be a father while racing?
My downtime's definitely different. In between races, and during the week, between trying to help out with the kids and try to keep them alive, I guess, and in control. When I was younger, between races, going and hanging out, talking to people, and kind of just hanging out, talking to people, and visiting with other people, and stuff like that in between races and during the week in the shop. I was obviously able to work more as I was younger and didn't have as much responsibility, but between helping out, running our family businesses and my. I think we lost him.
Oh no. Alright, we got a brief technical difficulty, so we're going to talk about the NASCAR. NASCAR has their series coming back and all that. They're going to be coming back next week, go some racing. Shoot. You still here?